Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing fantastically. Well, today we have a class on the history of robots. So, it was a class that was suggested, and thank you for the suggestion. It's a good one. But it is the history that I got and I looked up. It's not very long, so I'm going to extend it out just a little bit because there's more to say about robots. So, let's start with the history, though. Like, what's the fascination? When did people start wanting them? Why did people invent them? Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It really is. So, the history of robots. So, the 1950s Robot Robot toy. So, Robert the Robot was the first plastic toy robot made in the United States, and the first toy robot to become an American superstar. Right, Catherine Gallagher. Nobody. SNL. Okay, well, anyway, Superstar is also a movie. So it was the subject of songs, a Hollywood film actor, and was quickly imitated by rival toy makers. It also preceded the industrial robotics boom by several years, capturing people's imagination long before we truly understood what robots could do. And there's a cool little caption. So, Robert the Robot, the amazing Robert the Robot. He can actually talk. So, and it kind of looks like the robot from the Jetsons. You know, I can't remember her name, but she was like the she helped around the house. So, but it was made of plastic. So Ideal Toy Company used plastic injection molding, a process that itself rose to prominence during the war. Plastic is cheaper than tin or cast iron and easy to make, instead of relying on toys from Japan. Which, because of course they're talking about World War II, and obviously our relations with Japan after the bombing of Pearl Harbor were not the greatest, and so it was really the beginning of the plastic era. So we didn't have to rely on things. More lightweight, and always cheaper. So, innovation. It's always a good thing. And using the wired remote, you could make the robot speak. And it would say, "I am Robert Robot Toy, mechanical man. Drive me and steer me wherever you can." I'm guessing that's how it sounds. I don't know, because I don't have a Robert the Robot toy. Actually, there's a little video here, so let's see if we can hear it.
You want to see something that's really out of this world? Meet Robert, the talking robot. Robert's story starts with a mechanical engineer. One day, while he was working on a remote-controlled machine, a toy idea was born. He took his idea of a remote-controlled robot to a close friend of Lionel Weintraub. Should the robot have swinging arms? How about wheels to move around? Should his mouth look sinister or friendly? Once again, it took months of development before the big machines of the toy factory started to make Robert. Here, a large injection molding machine turns out all the parts needed for Robert in 10 seconds. Why,
Hopefully.
You were Humpty Dumpty. You couldn't ask to be put together more skillfully.
Yay! Hopefully. Sorry.
Robert's voice is tested over and over.
I just
Only
want to
the
hear.
latest
This is just for his
equipment,
voice.
machines and tools are used, operating faster than you can describe them.
Come on, let the guy talk.
This is as it should be. For, if you will excuse the pun, machines and robots are brothers under the tent.
Robots.
Now comes the left arm.
Okay. Guess what? I want to hear him talk.
Did again and again, and finally approved, Robert gets packed into his private boxcar and is off. Look at all the things Robert can do. He can deliver a magazine, talk on the telephone,
I am Robert Robot, the mechanical man.
work a great big bulldozer like this one.
Okay, so that's what his voice. I am Robert the Robot Mechanical Man, which is pretty sweet back then, I have to say. But I thought it was going to be more mechanical and less, well, less regional of an accent. You know what I mean? So Robert may have served a higher purpose, helping to spark our fascination with new technology. The 1950s robot obsession wasn't only prompted by sci-fi, but by actual automation of products like washing machines, washer dryers, electric ranges, and vehicle transmissions. So a robot for kids to play with, it was under their control automatically. That was a perspective of our future. We were going toward more automation and less work. Of course, there was a lot of work that actually went in to making the robot. But, you know, it's still pretty sweet. So, give me one moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, so, now we've learned about Robert the Robot. But as we go forward, we are now moving into the future of robots. So, we're back to that Musk. But Elon Musk is convinced that his Optimus robots will outsell Tesla cars in the future. So that's the next big thing from Elon Musk. Is that his robot, which is called the Optimus, will be, you know, kind of like the microwave or anything common appliance that we actually have. So, sorry, a lot of ads keep popping up. So Elon Musk has enjoyed incredible financial success with his many companies throughout the years. The most successful is hands down his Tesla cars, a technology that is still seeking to solve full artificial intelligence in vehicles. Musk is confident he is quite close to achieving something that will effectively change the human experience forever. The vast majority of the population don't understand what could happen when or if Elon Musk's companies solve this artificial intelligence problem in the real world. Well, that's a terrible sentence, whoever wrote that. For starters, mass production of these robots will effectively bring us to all those sci-fi movies future where we as humans have robots serving us. And honestly, I don't know if I want that, but hey, you know. So, let's find out. Serving or killing? I don't know. Depends on the sci-fi movie you've seen. So when Musk talks about his Optimus project, he wants to make sure that people understand these androids are not coming for humans' regular jobs. He insists the most boring jobs are the ones that will be overtaken by his robots. If this happens, countless corporations will buy mass numbers of these robots and make Musk far wealthier than he already is. In fact, there's a good chance that he will become the first single human who amasses $1 trillion in world history. Well, that's great. Currently, Tesla sold 500,000 cars in the last year, and Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. But these robots are what will change the economy of all of his companies forever. I mean, no matter what, people are going to lose jobs. Let's just get that right. So, Musk is confident on Optimus's potential. During an earnings meeting at Tesla last Wednesday, and this was just a little while ago, Elon Musk insisted that the car's $18 billion revenue during the last year will look like child's play when the robots take off. This is what he said. I was surprised that people do not realize the magnitude of the Optimus robot program. The importance of Optimus will become apparent in the coming years. Those who are insightful or who listen carefully will understand that Optimus ultimately will be worth more than the car business and worth more than full self-driving. That's my belief. Okay, well, depending, and so hopefully they tell us more about what Optimus is. I know they don't. But again, the idea for the Optimus robot is that it will take over for everyday tasks that you can't really get done and kind of work your life. So it's supposed to ease your life. So it would be like the robot from the Jetsons, where they'd come in and clean everything for you, and hopefully not cook or anything like that. I mean, that should be left to humans, if you ask me. I mean, the microwave is definitely something that we are getting further and further away from. But to just vacuum, clean your bathroom, straighten up, things like that. Have a weird buddy to talk to that doesn't really understand anything that you're saying or care about. I don't know, but he's convinced that self-driving cars, things like that, these are things that can happen in the future. And having a robot that actually works for you will be the wave of the future. And once it catches on with him, sure, just like once the computer caught on, then everybody else is going to try to upgrade it, make little changes to it, maybe have it do yard work, things like that. But that it's supposed to be the wave of the future, and they're going to have to learn to make it affordable so that people can actually buy it. But this has been the history of robots, or robots, depending on what area you're from and region you're from. But yeah, and if you have any questions, comments, and suggestions, of course, always for other classes, please let me know, because it's fun to learn this new stuff and start to learn more about the world around us, how it was, and how it's going to be. So, like I said, let me know, and I will try to get it done. All right, peace. Bye, everybody.